Hey, just wanted to make you a quick video to show you what's been going on. Yes, it's a touchy subject because in the butterfly community, people don't like when you keep butterflies in captivity. And the thing is, most people shouldn't, but in this case, um, all of the butterflies are really docile right now because it's late, but usually in the sunlight they will be flying around. In the corner, um, there are two of them mated. I would open it, but then it would scare them and they would all fall and start flying around. They like to hang out on the side by the light. Oh, these two right in front of me. These two are mated right now. And there is milkweed. That's on a milkweed. There's milkweed down there. Um, and leaves, the plant leaves as well. I've got a burdock. We've got some fancy artwork. And then the handmade butterfly feeders, which pretty much never run out. I actually haven't even opened this cage in at least 3 days. Like, I haven't even opened it at all in 3 days. And there's a swallowtail from the there I had originally 8 and that's the last one. There's usually about one that will last way longer than all the others, but the swallowtail came out before all of the monarchs, but there's about 35 monarchs in here or so. And there's also a male swallowtail up there. That's my male swallowtail from my garden, but that is a female swallowtail from my friend's garden who gave me the eggs. And when she dies, I'm going to give them all to her because, like I said, most people release their butterflies, and it's a touchy subject because some say don't because they could have parasites, and some say like you have to. I mean, what else are you gonna do? They're wild animals, and I'm like, well, these are domesticated animals. What else do I want to say? You can treat them for parasites. There are professionals who are doing uh, bleach. You dip them in like a bleach solution and then they are protected from OE. But I don't know how to look for that under a microscope. But I do know how to take care of them and they live out their full lives. They're happy. And then when they're done, like you can see over here, I hold on to them and I can pin them. You mount and you pin them, and then they become beautiful artwork. And I have use them that way, but also for scientific purposes. Over here, you can see there's painted ladies, basically in the same kind of situation, but with burdock. And then here's painted ladies, here, caterpillars, painted lady caterpillars on the burdock, because the eggs do eventually hatch. In this little thing, we've got maybe second instar caterpillars that are monarchs, and over here, just right here on the table, I don't even, we run out of space, but these are right here on the table, and that's like second or third instar. Second, I would say second or third, and that's just a common milkweed leaf. Ooh, they're investigating the burdock. You know what? They might eat burdock, but on that subject of what do they eat, here they are eating milkweed, and there's a bunch of fat caterpillars. I can leave the enclosures open and they might even walk out, but they would just go back in because if they see the food and they know where the food is, that's where they stay. The other things I've got going on, we've got 3 more swallowtail chrysalises up here. That's what you can see. Those are from my garden on my carrots. But over here is the exciting thing. This is a whole bunch of monarch caterpillars eating squash. And here's the exciting thing. This is the 3rd day. I set this up as a lollipop display, and I cut up a butternut squash and I put it on a stick with the rind facing up, so they have to chew from the bottom and they can stand on the top. And the one uppermost of the pyramid is mostly eaten, and they're about to finish that piece. But this has been the best food source so far. There's about 80 caterpillars in here, and they've been eating for 3 days, and I haven't even opened the enclosure at all because they've been standing on the zipper, and I didn't want to disturb them, but it scared me because at first they were all synchronized, and they all stopped eating and shed their skin at the same time. But these guys, I literally have to give milkweed leaves every couple hours, you know. When they get this big, every couple hours you got to put new leaves in there. And there's maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know, there's like 20 or 30 of them in here, and there's got to be what, 50 or more in here. And the squash, oh my god, guys, I don't really see any dead bodies. Like, I've been looking really hard, but I have the same amount. Oh, and there's one guy who's going up to chrysalis over there. So there's some smaller guys going around. They are not growing as fast. That's the only difference. Like, these guys grew really, really fast, but these guys didn't grow as fast. But they're all alive. I don't know if they're eating the dead. No, I didn't see any of the eating of the dead bodies. And sometimes that happens with painted ladies or with a really big caterpillar and a really small caterpillar. But, you know, they haven't run out of food, and the food isn't getting dirty. It's not going bad or rotting. Like, I've tried to use carrots, and the carrots dry out after about the second day. I do occasionally mist them, maybe like 3 times a day. If I'm like, oh, maybe it's dry in there. Are they dead? I'll spritz them, and all of them will jump. Like, you can see some of them are jumping now. But I really want to get more information out there, because I don't know. I feel like the systems have been working really well, and I know that a lot of people have questions. A lot of people want to work with butterflies, and you don't need to have anything other than the desire to work with butterflies to if you want to work with them. So my advice is to start off slow, start off small, plant a garden with host plants, because that's always the best. Always have host plants. If you do want to transition them to other food, I'm starting to think of it as like the very hungry caterpillar. Like, they eat, and then if they'll just keep walking and they'll get to more food. But in this situation, again, I'll have all of the enclosures open, and I don't have to, you know, I'll come back hours later and they'll still be there because they just hang out in one spot and they eat the food until they're done. So maybe I'll show these off one more time, and then walking back over, hello, to the butterfly. Again, you know, this one, they're sitting right on the table, and I shouldn't be doing this. My parents wouldn't like me to, like, tell that, but, yeah, this one I haven't even closed. I just, like, left it open all day. To be honest, there are a lot of little ones that die, but if you were to compare it to nature, this is supposed to be a sanctuary. We're supposed to have them like as a protected species. So I don't know. I always try to think of it as like, I'll save whatever's left and I'll, like, you know, feed it to the animals outside or turn it into dirt. Like, it still gets used for something. And if this is a butterfly farm, like, you know, that's what happens on farms. Like, you try to use every part of the animal. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, is like, work your garden, work your garden, work your garden, work your garden. And yes, I've got lots of grow lights over here because I'm starting. How much time do I have left? I have 2 more minutes. So say hello to Sherry Baby, who's blooming. It's nighttime, so that's night. It's night outside. So there's no smell. There's a really beautiful chocolate vanilla smell during the day. So Sherry Baby, she's got a new growth there, and this is the old new growth that hasn't had a flower spike, but it should happen anytime soon. My birthday no ID phalaenopsis that I converted to water culture, and then my gift to myself, Wrinklealia glauca, which has new growths, yes, new roots, and starting to have new roots, but water culture did work, water culture did not work, but the bark is working really well. And over here I've got lovage seedlings that are sprouting, and I sprouted them in my deluxe sprouter, and then I put them in dirt. So those are for the swallowtails, because we're going to be ready for the swallowtails with really big giant leaves. But again, this squash thing is a game changer. I could feed 1,000,000 caterpillars forever this way. So, I mean, see you guys in the future with 1,000,000 butterflies. Okay, bye, Butterfly Square Garden. Kisses, say goodbye to the millions of caterpillars. I've only got hundreds so far, but if each monarch is worth, $34 and I've got 100,000 monarchs, how long is it going to take? Bye. That's the goal, is to be at least a millionaire. But no, Butterfly Square Garden is a nonprofit.